I mean, we were really good in the first, right? So when you can have a start like that, as we talked about a couple of weeks ago, we had a bad first against Hartford, and I said that that's unacceptable, and we missed something, I missed something, and the guys have been really good in the first all year, and we had 2 practices this week that you felt pretty good about. They're humming yesterday, where you kind of felt like we'd probably have a good start. Doesn't mean you're going to get a lead, but had a good start. Our offensive execution in the first period, our compete was high. And then you're playing a really good team. They got pride, and they're going to push in the second. I thought Devin did a really good job in the second of keeping them at 1. And even though we weren't great in the second, not letting that game become a close game.
Yeah, I think I asked you like 25 games ago when you started looking at the standings. Do you start looking now? Because now you're really pretty good.
Nope. Listen, I'm a human being. Do I know what the standings are? Yes. Do the guys? Of course. We have a standings board. We're not focused on it. We're not talking about it. I said it to him yesterday at the end of practice. I said, we've been playing playoff hockey for 21 games since that 7-11, the start of that 7-11. It's been 20, now 22. He said, we've played really good by focusing on what we can control and not being worried about the standings. Now that we're close to some other team, and people are saying, well, we can do this or that, now is not the time to start worrying about the standings. If our process is good, in practice, in our daily reps, in our habits, and we play the right way and give ourselves a chance to win, I believe good things will follow when the season's over. But we got a lot of work to do ahead of us.
And just real quick thoughts on Wahlberg's first couple games here?
He's been excellent. 18 years old, probably has barely played on NHL ice surfaces. Most of his career's been in Olympic-size ice. His 2 international tournaments, the 18s and the World Juniors, we're in Europe, so they're both Olympic-size ice. So for him to, 2 hard games, playing a really good opponent, physical game tonight, 15,000 fans the other night. So, he's making hard plays. He's helping us get out of our D zone by being strong on the wall. And then he's executed well offensively, and he hit a couple posts tonight. He could have been on the score sheet both games. I think he had 1 assist tonight, but he could have been on the score sheet both games.
6-1 win. You look angry at the end.
Well, I thought, just the game got escalated for, no reason really, So, and I thought that there should have been calls along the way. The Slags got run headfirst into from behind. The hit on Kozak in the first was high and the guy jumped. So what happens is you don't call some of that stuff and things, tensions are going to boil and escalate. And so then if that stuff's not going to be called, then you have to go in and fight and stick up for each other. And credit to our guys, Cheeks and Murr jumped right in there without hesitation to stick up for their teammates, I love that. It's awesome.
Cheap shot on Cooley?
I mean,
the guy's he's engaged with one guy. I don't know if it's legal or not.
I don't know.
Is it good to have Levi back? I don't know he's going to be here, but is he here do you think he's here for the duration?
I have no idea how long Devin will be here. I don't worry about that. My job in the American League, I give input to Kevin and Jason and Donnie when I'm asked, and then my job is to execute the decisions that they make and make the decisions that they make work. And if he's up, Hauser and Ticker played really good the last couple weeks. And if he's with us, we have a lot of faith in Devin too. So I haven't asked the question of how long he'd be here because that's not my decision to make, and I'll just go along with it.
I know you love Savannah, but you guys have hit his number the last 2 times out here in this building.
Yeah, that's I do love Subi. Yeah, I love him. I'm glad we beat him tonight, obviously. But I got nothing but great things to say about him as a goalie and a teammate and a person.
On the nights like Rosie and Cooley don't have that many points, but your defensemen really make up a big difference. Just how impressed were you with the D-Corps scoring ability tonight?
Yeah, the D did a great job. Novi and Metz had a lot of offense going. I thought we offensively executed in the offensive zone extremely well. Cooley and Rosie had a tough assignment. They were playing against Fix Wolansky. That's the best player in the North Division, right? So Again, we've talked about it. It's not just about putting them in offensively advantageous situations anymore. They did a good job of limiting Fix Wolanski's offense and helped us win in that way. Which is critically important for our team, but also for their development. And then I thought offensively, what we did a really good job tonight is our D moved well up top. They were very active in the offensive zone, but we had great screens. 3 of our first 4 goals, Subi had 0 chance to see the puck. And then 2 of them were deliveries. One of them was a pass for a one-timer that he probably thought was a shot, and he's down, and then it's open. And I thought our guys at the front of the net, Slags, Warren, Mersch, Murray, Wahlberg, just did a really, really good job of making life hard on our opponent's goaltender.
No rust twice back first 3-1 game after missing 5.
Say that again.
Twice back, no rust after missing 5 games. First 3-1 game of the year.
Yeah, he was excellent in Syracuse last week, Wednesday. I thought that after coming out of injury, I thought his first couple games were just okay. I thought Wednesday's game in Syracuse is him, Linus at his best, which is using his speed to hunt and to pest, not just for offense. And when he does that, he gets more offense because his line then gets the puck a lot because he's so fast. And he did that Wednesday in Syracuse. He did that Saturday in Cleveland. He did that tonight. And he is a heck of a hockey player when he plays like that.
With Novikov, Scout getting 3 points a day, it was his first time in his AHL career he's gotten 3 points in the game. And he's just been improving throughout the season. Like, what do you have to say about how much he needs to go a long way, especially this rookie year?
Yeah, Novi's done a great job. I mean, the fact that you're talking about a 20-year-old defenseman who you can play 15 to 20 minutes a night, that you don't have to shelter, that's on the penalty kill, that's going to put up, he's over 20 points and he's plus 15. I mean, you're going to take that from a rookie defenseman while learning the language and all those other things. So, Nathan Page does a great job with our defensive core. He and Novi have put a lot of work in. And, we have 3 rookie defensemen. You have Metza, and I know Metza's older, but he's still a rookie. And you have RJ, and you have Novi. And it's a credit to how hard those 3 have worked to improve their game, that our team defensive game is a lot better right now than it was at the start of the season. Patrick?
You're mentioning sticking up for each other at, late in the game, where the score's kind of out again. You're mentioning the screens. You're mentioning hunting for the playoffs. Do you feel that your team, is really starting to sort of feel more like a playoff team and not a regular season team here?
Yeah, we're getting there, Patrick. We're not all the way there. We had some good hard meetings early in the season when we were winning only by offense and not committed to playing 200 feet, not as committed to being physically engaged. We might not be a violent physically team, but we're a physical team with our speed and our forecheck. Not blocking as many shots for each other, things like that. And you have to build that. The American League is interesting in that very few guys really want to be here. A few of the older vets kind of know where they are. We don't have many of those guys. The young prospects want to get up. The bubble guys want to be back in the NHL. And it takes time to build the mentality that you're playing for each other, not just with each other. And teams that play for each other block shots, take hits to make plays, stick up for each other, fight for each other, things of that nature. And teams that just play with each other just rely on their skill to try to win. And we've just been on a slow, steady march towards being better at those things. We're not good enough yet. We're not a finished product. We can't be. We have to get better still week to week and game to game. But we're a lot further ahead in those areas than we were in November and December.
And just to kind of, dovetail on that, with the nature of this league, with all that player movement, as a coach, do you feel sometimes like, okay, you finally have everything in place, and then kind of the wind blows, and, everything's scattered and you have to try and start over again and get some of those elements back in place just when you thought you did have them?
Yeah, you just can't get fixated on your lineup in the American League. If you do as a coach, you start worrying about those things, or you start being so committed to one power play unit or two lines and D pairs, you're going to be in trouble because call-ups and injuries and all those things are going to happen. And so I think in the American League, you have to be very flexible and very willing to just roll with whatever lineup you have that night. And I think our guys have done a really good job of that over the last 3 years. That started 3 years ago when we had some really, really strange lineups. And the guys just kind of have whatever. Like whoever's in, there's a standard of how we want to play for each other. We don't always meet that standard, but the guys know what the standard is.